Welcome to Social Aloe Ministries, where we are committed to glorifying God while exposing the devil. Never allow anyone to take the place of your current or future spouse if you are unmarried. And a part of the reason for that is the devil does not come to take part, he comes to take over. So if someone is acting like a surrogate, that person will try to retain the position when it's time for him or her to move out. And we'll take a look at Genesis 16 regarding the following incident. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid, and it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. But even though it says wife, she was a concubine, which was basically a wife, but on a lower level in terms of rights. Like King Solomon, he had a combination of 1,000 wives and concubines. So some were wives, others were concubines. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. The Lord had made a promise to Abraham to bless him with a child. Sarai, who was later renamed Sarah, came with a plan to use Hagar to conceive that child. But it wasn't a promised child. And in a sense, what Sarah did was to give up her position to someone else. And then the person got comfortable in the position. So like I said, the devil does not come to take part, he comes to take over. So if you have a spouse, do not allow anyone to fulfill the roles and responsibilities of your spouse. Do not share things with others that you should be sharing with your spouse instead. And if you're single, I'll put it this way, keep the runway clear. If you expect the Lord to bring someone into your life, it's like a plane. It's not going to land if the runway isn't clear. Get the junk out of your life to include people who do not need to be there. And if you're going to have friends, they have to realize that when that special person comes into your life, that person is going to be number one. And yes, especially during the formative years, you're going to be building a relationship with your spouse. So friendships should suffer, at least initially, where the two of you cleave to each other and become one. And some of you can relate, where you made the mistake of allowing someone into your life, and when it was time for that person to move on, or at least for you to move on, that individual kept on holding on past his or her expiration date. So again, do not allow anyone to come into your life and take the place of your current or your future spouse.